Hi, it's Alexis. Welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 tips or 7 signs whether you are compatible with your partner. My job is to help you get back with your ex, but you can use those tips whether you are in a relationship and want to know whether your relationship will last, or you're trying to get serious with someone and are not sure whether he or she is the right person. And finally, whether you are in the process of winning back your ex, well, perhaps you shouldn't win back this person because he or she is not the right person for you. Because at the end of the day, what I want is for you to be happy, right? So let's start with these tips or insights, whether you are compatible with your partner. First one is to understand the concept of honeymoon. So in a relationship, you have 2 phases. The first phase is the honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase is when everything is great with your partner. She or he is amazing. He makes you laugh. You go out, you do tons of things. Everything is simple. You are the best version of yourself. Your partner is the best version of himself or herself. It's just amazing. Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but the honeymoon phase only lasts up to a year, right? So after this honeymoon phase, and I'm sure I'm not teaching you anything, you know that already, but after this phase, then people are back to normal, to who they are. You would be not anymore the top version of yourself. You'll be the normal version of yourself, the day-to-day guy or day-to-day girl, right? And that's what I want you to know is to acknowledge is that this is the person you want to analyze. Don't analyze what happened or the behavior of someone in the honeymoon phase. Analyze the behavior of your partner after that honeymoon phase. Second tip or insight is whether you have the same vision of the couple. So by vision of the couple, I mean whether you think, for instance, I have sort of a traditional way of defining the couple is having kids, having a house, buying a car, having a dog, almost all these kind of things. Some other people think that the couple is just being together a few days a week, not necessarily living together, not having kids, all these kind of things. And I'm not saying that my version of the couple is the best. It's my vision of the couple, and some other people might have other visions, and there's as many visions of couples and people out there. What you need to know is to see whether your vision aligns with the vision of your partner. Number 3 is you cannot change your partner. So if you see something that you don't like about your partner, and that's really, really affecting your relationship, you will not have the ability to change that person. He or she will have the ability to do it, but never think that because, yes, with time, as we get more serious, he's gonna stop flirting with girls, he's gonna stop talking with his ex. People don't change unless they are willing to change. So don't think that you are smarter than others, are trying to change that person. You will not do it. Fourth one, it's commitment. Again, what is your definition of commitment? Some people are very scared to commit to each other. So what is your definition of commitment? Is it to be in an open relationship? Is it to be as a couple living together? All these kind of things. Just to give you an example, and it's funny because people, they are better at understanding it for work than for personal relationship. So some people, they like to have a steady job, having a boss, working for a big company. Some others, they want to be freelancers, they want to have that freedom. Some people, they hate to have a boss and they just want to be their own boss. Some people prefer to work in smaller organizations. All these kind of things. You know already what you want for work. And it's the same for relationship. How would you define the commitment with your partner? Number 5 is the what I call the background check. So when you go to get a mortgage at your bank, what the banker would do is that he would look at your bank account and see whether you paid your bills on time, whether you have any debt, all your history basically. It's important for you, in order to see whether your partner is compatible with you, to analyze how was your partner in the past with his or her ex. Because by analyzing that, you can predict how he or she would behave or act in different situations. What has happened in the past will likely occur in the future. So always try to analyze, and it takes a bit of time. You need to know the person, you need to know their friends and his family, but try to see how they were before you were together, because it will help you to give you some information on how they will be with you. Number 6 is, do you have a common vision? So by common vision, I mean, are you going in the same direction? So a couple is two people growing together step after step, doing more and more things. But do you, or are you going in the same direction? For instance, you want to have kids. Do you know how many kids you want? Do you agree on the number of kids? So unless you know exactly where you want to go, what's going to happen is that you will start to go this way and your partner will start to go this way. And with time, the gap will sort of increase and increase and increase. And what's going to happen is that you will break up, because there's no way to rescue a couple where you are here and your partner is here. So what you need to do is to really assess whether you're in the right direction and go at the same place. Because otherwise, one's going to go to Manchester, the other one's going to go to Brighton. Okay? So always try to see whether you're in the same track, right? So if you don't have the same vision, it's going to be very hard for you to sustain and have a long relationship. Now, the last tip, number 7, is really important, very practical, so very easy for you to analyze whether you have this one or not. Do you have projects? Couples are based on projects, and it could be anything: holidays, buying a house, having a dog, kids, whatever, going on weekends, all these kind of things. Because what happens sometimes is that you are super happy with your partner. You have amazing time when you go out, when you have common friends, you party a lot, you have amazing sex and stuff. But then and it's the question I always ask to my clients, is that, okay, but then do you have any projects in 6 months? Do you have any projects going forward? And sometimes people don't have any projects. And the reason they don't have is because they, either themselves or their partner, they don't project their couple in the future. So if the mind doesn't allow itself to think that there's project or there's things going on in the future, that's a sign that potentially your couple is not ready to last longer. So have projects, always think about, okay, I'm really happy with my partner in the here and now, but what about the future? And maybe you'll see, maybe anytime you suggest something, let's book holidays, let's do this in 6 months, you sometimes might think like, you might feel that your partner is like, yeah, but it's going to be too complicated. So that's a sign that there's something around there where your partner doesn't want to project with you in the future. And that's a sign that you might not be compatible with your partner. I hope these tips were helpful, or these insights were helpful. You can get in touch with me. There are a few links in the description, and I will see you next time. Ciao.